Look at this. Yeah, this is on a paprika midney. Washing line. Oh my god. Tell you, nobody would have robbed my bike. Wouldn't have been able to get it out. Well, there we go. Welcome back and welcome to the Harz Mountains. I've come down for a long weekend with a couple of mates. Set off yesterday on Friday. We didn't film it. Had a nice ride yesterday, but thought I'd just do one video from this weekend. So we've got a good, what are we talking? 300 perhaps K ride. But we've got plenty of time, so we're going to be doing plenty of stops. And later on this afternoon, we've got something extra special for you guys and for us as well. We're going to be doing one of the biggest zip lines. I don't know if it's one of the biggest in Europe, but we're going to chuck ourselves off a big dam, and the zip line goes for about 1 kilometre. Head first, going to plummet straight over the reservoir. So look forward to that. That's going to be later on this afternoon. But until then, we're going to rinse it through the Harz Mountains and have a bit of fun. Now we need to make the most of, or we did anyway yesterday, make the most of today, because tomorrow we could get wet on the ride home. Nothing drastic, but could be a tad moist. Bit of an interesting stay yesterday in the hotel. Daniel up front, he booked the accommodation, and yesterday the hotel, or last night's hotel, was a bit weird. Run by a lovely sort of older couple. I mean, it was old and a lot of stuff was knackered. There was wires hanging out of the bloody walls. My toilet, after you'd flushed it, it just ran and ran and ran, and I couldn't figure out how to stop it. So that ran all through the night. But the couple were lovely. It was clean and tidy. The breakfast was nice, and it was cheap. It wasn't even $50 a night. And sometimes that's fine just for biking tours. You know, sometimes you get to a hotel of an evening. So I think we arrived at 6:30 last night. Quick shower, into town for something to eat, couple of beers, and then you just go to bed anyway and leave after breakfast in the morning. So, you know, you don't always have to have a bit of luxury. Although sometimes that can be nice. Now we're stopping over again somewhere else tonight before we head off home tomorrow. Not exactly sure where we're staying. I think it's somewhere south, just south of the Harz, just out of the resort. But I shall keep you posted on the hotel shenanigans when we stop over. Such a beautiful place to ride this. Unfortunately, it's not a massive place. I mean, the resort where we are now, or the reserve, if you like, the wooded forestry areas. When you're just riding through the forest, it's utterly amazing. But I would have said you could probably spend 3 or 4 days here and still have, I don't know, possibly it might be too long. You may have seen everything. 2 or 3 days is ideal. But it's just such a beautiful area and an amazing place to ride. The roads are awesome here. Can be quite heavily policed in the sort of touristy times, if you like, peak season. But now we're sort of heading towards the end of the biking season, if you like. So hopefully we don't have any issues. There we go, look, 302k ride. We've got a ride time of 5.5 hours. Again, using my route app over my new N2 Apple CarPlay Android Auto. Now the route I've robbed off Daniel up front. He also uses my route app, so you can become friends on the app itself. So I can go into his account if you leave it, or if you open it up to others. I can go in onto his profile and look at all his routes. Click on the route he's downloaded or made for today, and I've got it then on my devices as well as his up front. So that's a good thing to have. And likewise, he can do the same if I've got anything that he wants. You can just open up the route and just run it, or you can download people's routes onto your profile. It really is pretty cool. What's not cool is this white van. Now, I've definitely not been to the Harz for a while, possibly a couple of years. Don't know why that is. It's only about 2.5 hours from my place. But over the last few years, they've had sort of deforestation, not human deforestation. There's a Maibok kefir, they call it. It's like it's a beetle that destroys all the forests. They burrow into the trees and the trees die, and that's how it looks, or it's how it's looked for a lot of the time. Now all this a few years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago, this was all dense forest. You couldn't see the horizon in the background, but now it is all gone. But I think it's slowly recovering. It's amazing how one small little beetle, or swarms of them, can just destroy dense forest. Still, the beetle hasn't affected the road, so it can't be too bad. It's 20 degrees up here apparently. It's fritzing. Probably doesn't help, I've got all my vents out. Oh, bugger me. Now later on this afternoon we're also visiting a place called Kiffhäuser. Now that's got a mountain, we'll say it's like a hill run of over 36 hairpin bends. And there's like a biker cafe at the bottom of it, which I've been to many times. I think I've been there with Andy Mancam as well a couple of times. So we're going to be doing that as well this afternoon, so it's going to be fun packed. Go on son, dig in. Oh, that was a blast. Sorry. Look at them views, fantastic. It's definitely buggered. Ja, wir wollen Kaffee trinken. Ja. Woo! Coffee. Before we get rinsed by a local lunatic. son. Jesus Christ alive.
Bugger.
Giving it the pasty there in his, what is that, a trabby? Mega! What a bit of road. Well, there you go. That was the 36 curves in Kiefhäuser in its entirety. Mega. So now we're doing a loop. We're going sort of back the way we came, but obviously on a different route. Heading into the middle of the national park. Probably going to stop for lunch somewhere. And as I said, it's 4 o'clock. What are we now? 20 past 12. At 4 o'clock, we're going to bung ourselves off a massive great dam. Mental. Gib ihm. Delightful, just smashed in a schnitzel with a mushroom sauce. Bloody mint, man. Oh. Last minute fill up pin fudge. Go. Get on there, you.
auch so stehen. Heb dich nochmal ein bisschen raus. Was hast du nochmal auf der Hand gehabt?
10.
Okay. Dann machst du auch so richtig schöne Flügel wie Daniel ins Film. Wie war dein Name?
Sean.
Sean?
Ja.
So machen wir das. Sean hat Bock, kannst du sagen.
Ja.
Sean, viel Spaß.
Danke.
Lass dir gut gehen, ja?
Ja.
Ciao.
Überragend.
Okay, das ist doch voll erwartet. Steh auf. Guck auf, ich muss runter aufstehen.
Der hat da meistens Schiss, oder?
Jo, schön stehen bleiben, nicht abhauen. Immer bitte Arme nach oben. Oh, mach einen Schritt nach vorne. Nee, lass dich mal angezogen. Und dann zieh wieder aus.
Vielen Dank euch, ja?
Und in?
Ja, da.
Oh, right, well that is done. Zipline done. Shit myself at the start, if I'm honest. Once you're flying down, it's fairly pleasant. But that is us done. Well, we've got 45 k's to the hotel, and that is it. It's been a proper long day. Go on, son, give it the pasty. That is the Greek restaurant. That is dinner for this evening. Here we are. Home for the night.